be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty.
Testing mic 1, 2, 3.
gamitin niya. And I wonder if he's gonna be up to the task kung magamit niya yun for the combinations na iniisip ngayon itong Aurora. Pero bagay ba yung kay Edward? Kasi pag sinabi mong Edward, alam mong explosive eh. Gusto mo yung mga game-changing talaga. Kasi imagine pag fast hands ka, gusto mo mag-high loss, pindot-pindot lang yun eh. Takbo-takbo lang yun. Takbo-takbo lang yun eh. Pero matapang.
As a high loss spammer sa RG, meron pa mga high loss main dyan? Meron.
Dami na magamit na high loss dyan?
Sigaw kayo dyan, mga high loss main! O di ba meron? Hindi lang yan pindot pre, may finesse yan eh. Pipindutin mo, tapos dapat pindutin mo ulit pag masyado na mababa yung ref mo.
Ay!
So, tapos dapat timingan mo yung rampa mo kasi pag masyado kang maaga rumampa, baka mahulog ka sa stage.
Ay, baka wag naman ganun. Wag naman ganun. Again, a lot is in store for this matchup. It's gonna be Aurora versus Blacklist versus RSG Philippines. Titignan natin kung sino nga ba ang mananalo. Kaya naman, kilalanin natin ang ating magiging koponan for today's matchup.
MPL Arena, please give a warm welcome to the fine gentlemen that ensure the integrity and fairness of our league. JJ, Ems, Pat, and Wilbert, it's our marshals! Entering the arena first, they answered the call of light and started off this season with a victory. Will they seize the win yet again? Lights up for Aurora! The tides of battle has changed in the seas they once ruled, filled with familiar faces. It's the same organization. Can they yet again rise to the top? Raiders, rise, slay! It's RSG Philippines! And welcome their coaches, Master. Na-master niya yung basics. It's Master the Basics! And for RSG Philippines, he's a legend. It's Coach Panda! Sino una ngingiti? Parehas, ngumiti.
And now, it's time for the face-off. Demon Kite, Irad, step forward. Once compared, now they will face each other off. Step a little bit closer. Irad, ano ang palag mo kay Demon Kite?
Ano? Hindi ko alam siya muna.
Demon Kite, ano ang palag mo kay Irad?
Siguro nababalik ko na yung talent ko sa paggamit ng assassin.
Nakabalik na si Demon Kite. Ikaw naman, Irad.
Since naglaro ako ng ML talagang assassin talaga ako eh. So, ayun. Siguro yun lamang ko kahit matagal lang ako nag-assassin.
Let's compare their assassin later on. Palag kung palag, fist bump. Once former teammates, now they'll go up against each other. Who will perform better? Bakbaka na, casters, pasok.
Two old teammates will meet again. Pero whose light will shine the brightest? This is Aurora versus RSG Philippines. Kami pala makakasama nyo. My name is Adina and with me is Auntie Yanara. And together, masasaksiyan
pinagsama-sama nila
Solid
ngayon.
puwersa.
Ito na yung formula, ito na yung kondisyon, ito na yung line-up na pwede talagang humarap. At against Paco sa AP Brent, doon sa performance nila ng Game 1, masasabi mo talaga na kaya eh.
kung dati one shot Omega, ngayon sa bagong Barangay Omega, kailangan na ng 2 shots, 2 score para makasecure ng 2-1 score dito sa Falcon sa AP Brent. Pero ang tanong, hahayaan ba to? Siyempre nila Coach Daki.
Nako, nakita na nga, ayan na.
Trayo.
Wait ha, medyo matagal na ako hindi nakakita ng first pick Harriet. Isipin mo, over Roger, over, ano ba, Materizla,
Kahit kanina, di ba, may mga Zushin na open po.
over Zushin, over Zaz. Kakaiba ito ah.
Iba ang, sabihin na natin, iba yung gusto na mabasa sa kanila ng Falcon AP Brent. Parang medyo sinasaiko talaga nila dito. Malito kayo kung bakit ba kami nag-pryo Harit dito. Pero so far, ang Harit kasi ginagamit siya sa gold.
Yeah.
Diba? And magaling naman actually din gumamit si Jom ng isang Harit on this laning. Pero with this, medyo maaga rin kasi pwedeng answer back dito ng Falcon AP Brent. Yung first pick nila.
Ayan ang pinag-uusapan natin kanina. Sinabi ko na kanina yung
Pinagsali.
Roger, yung Zask. At ito nga yung naging first 2 picks ng Falcons AP Brent. Ngayon, ano ba mga available? Wala ang Edith. Available ang Teresla. Available din ang, ano pa ba, mga Julian.
Julian.
So,
Parang for me, pwede silang umuna rin dito ng hero para kay Ryote.
Ay,
Diba?
oo nga, pwede. No? Mga Teresla, feeling ko
Oo.
Julian, medyo hawakan lang muna nila.
Pwede over lang, pero...
Ito na.
Ah, sige.
Ito na yung lason.
Ay, naku.
Sabi ni Coach Daki, ibabad daw niya yung mga lason. Kaya lang sabi ni Coach Lembot, may nakalusot. Isa ang high loss. Kasi di ba nagano sila? Ano ba yun? Yung mga mumu. Ano pangalan nun?
Gusto ko yung...
Basta yung mumu, ano ba yun? Nakalimutan ko na tuloy.
Kaya
Hanzo. Nag-Hanzo sila kahapon yung mumu.
Pagka-ninja din kasi siya, di ba? Yung
Oo.
pinnacle ninja niya. Pero ngayon, para sa side kasi ng Falcon City Burn, yung mention na parang gusto tanggalin na lang din ni Coach Daki yung mga lason. Kasi wala na siya pagkakataon na gawin yan. Kasi before the second phase of the ban, here for game number 3, ayan, kumakaway-kaway din sa atin, syempre, sila Pando. Sila Boss Ape.
Sila
Oh.
Pocket. So you're saying that Nats is the source of entertainment. And
Yes.
That is why
He is.
he thus is called the entertainer for some sort, right? But again, he's going up against the entertainer of Aurora.
Yeah, you
right?
know,
It's Renegade.
It's not just the entertainment on the social media.
He's
We saw Renegade.
He's a rock star.
He's a rock star. We saw Renegade pull out. He's finished the arc. He's not just a heel man anymore. He's now finally the fully fledged hitman.
Yeah, this is him reintroducing himself
Yeah.
into the
I'm
lineup.
Renegade Barcarse.
Yep, this is Renegade Barcarse, and I have been through the gold lane,
I came
the
from
XP
Georgia.
lane, right? I came from Georgia. If you know, you know. But at the same time, he's here playing the roam position. He was once more of like the utility jungler. He was trying to, reciprocate or try to familiarize himself with a meta that was familiar to Oh My Venus in
Yeah.
a sense, right? But now I feel like he's found his own thing. He's found his own groove, and I know it's a little sample population. It's a little sample of the games that they have played. We're about to see if he has continued to develop his own game.
Yeah, we'll see. The thing is, Aurora, the story is they are now finding the identity. They're finding the strives, especially with these individual players. But that is in contrast with RSG, who seems to have lost their identity along the way. And I feel like this is a wake-up game for RSG. Now we are in the draft here. Aurora takes Zask first pick for Yue. And now RSG, they can answer back with an Edith and a Val for Aqua, or maybe even prioritize the Paramis once again for Aqua.
Yeah, there's usually the high loss that is going to be the counter here whenever teams start to pick up the Zask. But I think it is going to be the same addition that is going to be utilized, and the Edith
Yeah.
has always been a staple here in the first pick. Because again, you were talking to me about this during the first match, the flexibility and the familiarity of having the Edith and the Roger at the same time, just so teams wouldn't know where to put it exactly in terms of role.
Yeah, Aurora decides to go for the Moskov. It is a good lane matchup against the Roger, but the thing is, we don't even know if the Roger is going to go gold or going to go jungle. And now Aurora, they do get the Julian. They steal it away from Irad on the side of RSG. We all knew it from day number 2 that this is the main hero. This is the main sequence for RSG, but now they take it away. Again, RSG still has the chance to take up the Paramis in this third pick.
And this time around, I honestly feel like the Moskov is going to be there going up against the Roger. If they go into the gold lane position, I think that's okay, right? This is a good-looking matchup for both of them. Meanwhile, if you're going to the other side, it's an Aurora that was picked up. We haven't really seen it all throughout the first match, but now it's going to be the opener. It's going to be a challenge here that RSG wants to initiate going up against Aurora.
Ooh, the respect. Hans, the respect is there for the
Yeah,
Hitman,
man.
the Grok.
They've seen it. They've done
They've
watched
done
the
their
film.
homework.
They've watched the film.
Panda was like, I know, I'm not really scared of this Grok, but Renegade is magaling talaga. That translates
That
to
means he's good.
Renegade is actually good,
Yeah,
especially with the Grok. Now the question is, do they take out the Mathilda?
Yeah, that might be the question here, because they've used it on their win, I believe, against Blacklist International
Yep.
on day number 1, and that has been the transition that has worked for them time and time again. I'm honestly thinking on whether or not Renegade is going to be, going for those utility roamers, or he's going to try to do a setup. He's trying to develop now as early as the season is, because there's still 7 weeks to go in the regular season.
There's definitely a lot, like the show. Oh, by the way, that's Odin. Is that, yeah, that's Odin, right?
Yeah, that's Odin. That's Odin. All right, major love to Odin. We see you around, and I hope you're I think you've watched him. Yeah, he's here. Yeah, she's here. Hello, Odin, and hello to the other people who are there. I hope you're having a good time. But as we go back into this game, we see the matchup, and I know you're happy about this.
Yes,
I know you're happy.
I'm
about
so
this.
happy about this, Hans.
All right,
and also I understand the fact that Coach Panda and the entirety of RSG hates this horse.
Yeah, man. All right, so for everyone who's there, like if you don't use the high loss, you can press 1, and if you use the high loss, Midnight hates you.
Not really, but
yeah.
Stay away from my rank games.
Yeah, he does.
Stay away from my rank games. All right, now going back to the draft before I implicate myself here. RSG again, jungle could be the jungle, could be the Roger, but also they have to reveal a role here. Either the XP it or the role beat it. Now they do reveal the Terizla. Can never go wrong with the Terizla. It's the second phase. It will be fine. But now Aurora, tank and XP is gonna be a commodity here for their side. I would love a Yuzong from Edward. Either that or he pulls out a Cho XP. Oh, never mind. Take the Arlet away from RSG. Not that RSG could have picked it anyway, because they already have XP. But now you have Edward on his Arlet that could set a place for this Julian, and maybe a Cho for Renegade, maybe a Mastilda.
Again, that's flexible, right?
It is flexible.
Maybe a Show. It could go interchange in terms of roles, and we're about to figure that out right now. And it is going to be a Jawhead. So I feel like it is now cleared up, right? The Jawhead surely will go into the roaming position, and we're still waiting for an Irad hero or a Kusei hero. Because I'm thinking of the Roger here. They banned out 3 heroes. Aurora has banned the Fanny, the Hayabusa, and the Nolan to just choke up the remaining choices for him. And now that is going to be the case here, as Khalid,
I knew it!
is the choice.
I knew it! This was bound to happen. I knew it. Somebody would pick Khalid. Is that really Khalid though?
Yeah, it is. It has to be.
I have to make sure.
It has to be. You better check out the. You better check the phone.
Because the thing is, we've seen a lot of Khalids pop out in the draft, and then it changes in game. We'll have to make sure. But I knew it. I told Rockhart yesterday
what did you
we're
say?
bound to see Khalid in this season. Because I do think if you have a Ruby on gold lane, Khalid gold lane also works. You have sustain, you have poke, level 4, you're the strongest hero on the map. Why not? Never mind. Never mind. That goes Benedetta.
Look at you building up so much about Khalid. Well, maybe Midnight we'll see. We'll see Khalid very soon. But for now, it's gonna be Benedetta being used here by Irad, another agile hero.
I'm so disappointed, RSG.
I'm sure. I'm sure the broadcast also feels the frustration that Midnight has. But speaking of which, it is going to be RSG leaning towards that Benedetta to go up against Demon Kite's Nolan on the other side. A little bit more. Should I say it's Demon Kite's Julian? If I'm mistaken.
Yeah, Demon Kite's Julian.
Yeah, Demon Kite's Julian. Which
yeah,
is,
you mix it up because they play for the same team.
Right. They did play for the same team, but now they're going to be separated. And Demon Kite, a familiar jungler leaning towards the side of Aurora. Meanwhile, we don't usually see Benedetta very much in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, it's been tested before. Like we know Benedetta jungle works. In the current meta, not so much because we haven't really had a lot of sample sizes for it. But now, at least RSG is willing to test it out against Aurora. And one thing is for certain, RSG is playing on comfort right now. Nuts is on a Terizla, and they got the best hero for Light. This is one of the winningest heroes on RSG. It's the Edith.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been so aggressive whenever Light tends to use that Edith, especially knowing the timing on whether or not to get out of that Phylax, to get out of that armor, is something that, hasn't really been given a lot of thought here by the other teams. But it is also going to be important for them to continue to initiate because they have 2 means for that. It's Nuts with the use of the penalty zone and also Light with the onward and the Earth Shatter combo. That is going to be the essence that RSG can use to go up against Aurora, who as far as I can remember, would also have Edward's final slash, and then Renegade with the extra knockoff.
Oh, Aurora, though.
Gonna happen here.
Ooh, the gold lane camp already 1 minute 40 seconds in. Renegade with the flicker, and this is economically damaging. RSG Kusei forced to use the flicker out, and he has to surrender this lane to Doming.
Midnight, they're not wasting any sort of time here. They're just making sure that they would put pressure on the gold lane, and not only that, that is energy shields, just like what you mentioned.
Demon Kite,
They're going to have to bounce back with this turtle.
Yeah, Demon Kite is in the area here. Spear of Destruction, the Moscow wants to join, and Light gets jumped on, but Irad gets the retribution with the mechanics in, but Aurora is going for the kills. Irad on the backside, getting eaten by the worm.
Ow. That has to hurt if you're Irad. That hurts even more if you're Light, because that is going to be the first blood going on to the side of Aurora, getting at least 1,000 in terms of gold lead. Kusei is going to be staying here, but Renegade, the speed of that Jawhead is something that they're going to have to take note of, because again, RSG, they will try to force their team fights, but not if Aurora goes first with theirs.
Yeah. The thing is, RSG, they committed for the turtle fight, but Aurora committed for the engages right there. Fortunately for RSG, they only lost Light, even though as long as they have the XP advantage, they're going to be fine with that. But Aurora, they have the gold lead. It is not that much, however, but remember, this is a Moscow composition. They're set up to fight with the 4 heroes on their side. The Zas, the Julian, the Arlott, and the Jawhead. Dominic can just split push for days here versus RSG.
Yeah, just look at that, right? First 3 minutes, not even more, a little more than 3 minutes, Doming has already secured the corrosion site. That is a major item to have. 600 gold behind is Kusei from the side of RSG, and that is the benefit of having those energy shields consumed entirely full in just the first 3 minutes of gameplay, giving Doming the confidence, giving Aurora the absolute swag of getting the first turn.
The confidence. Kusei jumps in, he didn't even dash out. Doming really just wanted to take out the tower here for Aurora. But then again, RSG. We've seen RSG in the same situation time and time again. 9k gold behind, 10k gold behind, even at some point 14k gold behind. But they manage, they always manage to find a way to come back. And that is a challenge for Aurora. Now that you have a lead, make sure that you don't lose it against RSG.
But sometimes you also want to start strong, right? It's better at some point to just try and figure something out in the early portions of the game just for you to get a breather. But if that is their style, then they're going to rock with it. They're going to do it right now.
Oh, the slash from Edward! Is it the final slash? No, Renegade falls down first. Light goes down second. But a Spear of Destruction will miss. But Edward is already on the fray. Irad has been shut down by the Arlott, and Edward goes for more nuts. Has to get out. It's an Arlott show. It's an Edward show. And Aurora will take the second turtle.
Yo, Edward slashing his way to get that turtle for the side of Aurora, which is a really good looking sign. Establishing an addition of that 1.3k gold lead. Make that 2.4 now for the Auroras, if I should say, because now it is RSG kind of like putting themselves in the corner here.
And they're not done yet. Aurora, they want to punish for, they want to go for more. They have the objectives, they have to take it from Renegade.
What?
And the dash with Demon Kite.
What?
Taking down Kusei. This Roger has nowhere to go, Hans.
Yo, adding insult to injury there was the side of Aurora, because not only did they take kills from Kusei's but they also managed to get a major objective, which is one of those turrets. They have burned down to the ground. 2 turrets, 1 from each side, and that is going to be starting a problem for RSG.
And I like the fact that Doming didn't really try and join that team fight. They were like, hey, you got this. I go tower.
I'll do my thing.
We objectives, we win. That's the way you don't lose your lead against RSG. But man, Edward has been really phenomenal on these final slashes. You call Aurora, you take the hashtag lights up. But against RSG, it's hashtag lights out.
They're currently, lights out, because Light is out twice in this matchup. He's already suffered 2 deaths, and he has gotten a kill.
Oh, Irad.
But as of this moment, it's Irad and Demon Kite just fighting. These are the prodigal sons meeting each other now.
Yeah.
He's like trying to complain with each other, but as of this moment, it's Demon Kite
Demon Kite.
getting the better of that matchup. But
been here
so
first.
far, it's Renegade that has been a little too aggressive on that one, but they will, allow that, given that Aurora is leading by 3K.
I'll allow it. says the other
MTP.
4 members of Aurora. We'll allow it. Don't worry. But that was a weird play. Renegade's not supposed to be there, but now Light is concealed in the middle lane. Not gonna be able to find that much because Edward again is in the is in front of RSG's way of trying to go for the bounce back here. Is really shutting down Light. Basically guarding the tunnel here of RSG.
I mean, you have to give it to you as well. Beautiful positioning. We haven't really seen him involved in such dangerous situations. Just trying to dish out damage, poke the bear, and then the rest of RSG is going to happen.
All right, turtle reset not goes in with the flicker penalty zone. And Light gets jumped on by Renegade, just making sure that there's no jump from the Edith. And like a final blow being used by the Benedetta, but they go in the middle of the team fight. And they shut down out and downwing on the backside of things. All right, Edward's not going to be able to reach. Could say here the Rogers really, really low. But Light goes in, but Yue shuts down the Edith. The damage, the magic damage from the Zask is incredible from Aurora, and Irad is forced to go back.
Man, whether it's a team fight or whether it's individual play, Aurora is kind of checking RSG Philippines here because they're managing to get not only major objectives, especially those skills that were necessary for them to continue into this fight.
Yeah, look at this. It's very small. It's a tiny detail, but that unstoppable force from Renegade dodged the stun from the Benedetta, and it did not allow Light to move in that team fight. And RSG, even though Benedetta used the electric final blow onto the members on the backside of Aurora, it didn't really matter because Kusei was on the backside of RSG. He couldn't even go in front because Doming was just throwing his spears at him.
Yeah, I mean, Light would have been I don't even know. It was just little damage. But when he arrives, when he lands on his spot, that starts to become a problem now for the side of RSG Philippines. And not only that, Light, if he managed to hit that Earth Shatter, he would have escaped easily. But that wasn't the case, which led to a beautiful skill here from Renegade using the Unstoppable.
That team fight would have looked very different if most players didn't do the job from Aurora. But now Edward is looking to do his. Finding Irad with the final slash. No punish, however, but Renegade is looking at the middle lane. He smells blood. He knows there's a play here. He is the showman. He is the hitman. And there is a target on the back of RSG in this middle lane.
Yeah, they're not going to do it. They're going to try to, pull the brakes on it, just making sure that they can take care of the lead. This is a 6.6k gold lead that they are trying to preserve. And they're going to add to that by taking a mid lane turret and a purple buff from Irad, from the side of RSG Philippines. Aurora just, letting themselves get in, forcing their entry towards the territory of RSG, and that has been, translating into the gold department, especially with what you see with the rest of the items here. It's already a Windtalker and also an endless battle that is secured here by Irad, but that's only 2 items compared to what Moscow, compared to what Doming already has.
Yeah, 2.8k gold ahead.
Man.
Is the Moscow compared to this Roger. And Demon Kite, almost 2k ahead of Irad, 1 level ahead too. More retribution damage on this lord, but most importantly, Aurora. They have the advantage when it comes to dealing damage and also the jumps from Renegade, who doesn't have the flicker ejector combo for this time.
Man, RSG, if you are the Raiders, you're going to have to find a way to get back in this game. Hopefully with Light and hopefully with a setup coming from Aqua, but you are trailing at least 7,000 gold behind. That's at least 1 or 2 items that you're going to have to catch up on. So the ideal scenario for you is to be able to catch Doming, but the problem is he already has that orange buff.
That's a Moskov.
That is a ton of damage that is going to be arriving from that Moskov, and they're already having a hard time.
He's not even...
Yue zoning them out.
Yeah, it's not... Doming's not even showing himself. Like, there's no point. Bottom lane is shoved. He has no business being on the bottom side. He just has to stand behind, both Demon Kite and Renegade. Now he clears top side, but RSG, they cannot look for any punish because they don't have that same exact tools that Aurora has, specifically with the Joy and the Arlet. But now Light flickers in, but Irad cannot get their lord.
Oh my goodness!
By Edward once again, and Doming gets the stun onto both Nats and Light. The damage out, but it's not going to be enough. 3 heroes fall from the side of RSG. Make that 4 as Edward finishes the job. Aurora gets the Lord on the back of Demon Kite's retribution.
That was one mean combination from the side of Aurora. Just take a look at this, right? After they were able to secure that Lord, they took care of Demon Kite, and then a stun from both Yue, and the spear landed onto Moscow, courtesy of Doming, finished the job that landed 3 heroes from the side of RSG to go back into their respective base. And now from 7K, they've added 2.6 to the pot, and this is starting to become an enormous mountain that RSG needs to climb. But as you said, they've managed to catch up from a lot of things before, but will they be able to do it now? But that is not going to be the case. The Lord is being taken care of. Moskov, we're still waiting for Doming here, but it seems like they will take care of business. RSG will tend to hold their ground, and they will absolutely do just that.
Okay, RSG, they've done this yesterday. 10K gold behind. It's not a problem for them. But Aurora, they have all the time in the world to wait for the next Lord, wait for the flickers, like the final blow being used by Iratier, and Doming finishes the tower on the bottom side of the map. Now 10K gold lead for Aurora. And again, they can just clear up the entire map of RSG and just wait for the next Lord.
Man, Aurora's playing so clean in this matchup. Like, most of, the deaths have only been from Renegade, and Renegade, as of this moment, is a disposable hero compared to the other ones who have already established the damage outputs that they've had. I mean, you're talking about Yue here, already having the Divine Glaive and, the Glowing Wand as well. It's starting to, pay dividends in this matchup because RSG, they don't really have a lot of people already having 10K gold lead, but Moskov, Julian, Demon Kite, and Doming already almost at their entirely full build, and that is something that Light Nats has to endure being the front lines.
And it's not because Doming kept looking for team fights. For goodness sake, he has 10 assists. He has 10 assists, no kills to his name.
He's not even playing bad.
It's not playing bad because he's playing the objectives for Aurora here. This is the reason why resources is everything. If you are able to take the lead in the early game and not, release or hold on to it, you're gonna be able to find more resources on the other side while also taking farm away from RSG's heroes. That's why they're so, they're so far ahead in this game. Now the Malefic Roar comes up for Doming, more damage output for this Moscow.
Yeah, now assuming that it's going to be Aurora taking this Lord, unless RSG does something, to it, courtesy of Irad, they're going to have to find a way courtesy of Aqua, because that ultimate will really be essential for them to find and get to it. But that was very good positioning coming in from Renegade, just knowing where Irad is, and they checked him immediately, him unable to find his soft spot, his comfortable spot in this Lord fight.
And the thing is, they don't even have to care about the opposite side of the map. They still have a tower in the bottom lane,
which is open, which, is still ready for the next game. Just give it a little heal.
Oh, Renegade, he gets caught out here. He does have the immortality, but a winner crown from the Dahi. He does go down, however, but it does put RSG in a very weird spot. Aqua falls down, and Aurora, they want to go for the chase. Moskov is in the middle lane. He looks for the objectives. He looks for the Roger, but RSG, again, with the discipline.
Yeah, they're going to stop. Yeah, they're going to stop right there. They're going to back off just like what you said, but they're not going to be able to do this and get this in.
Rushing the Lord, he gets it. Irad was not able to steal it, but
Edward!
And Edward once again starts the job here for Aurora, and Doming gets the free hits on Nat. They have the Lord here. 2 members are going to be up for, 3 RSG members are going to be up for the Lord defense.
Yeah, it's going to be Nats, Kusei, and Aqua. A lot of wave clear potential here coming from the Aurora to hopefully get them back in this game. But this is 11K gold lead that they have to chase. The Lord obviously marching onto the bottom side, knowing that the inhibitor is already down for the side of the Raiders. There's just minimal damage that is needed to bring that middle turret down. That's exactly what they're going to do. Next up is the top lane. How can RSG maintain this? Will they be able to? Not a lot, or no one has reached 10K gold. Meanwhile, Rora is incredibly rich right now.
Edward is looking for a final slash angle here. Doesn't get anybody. And Nats with the flicker. Penalty zone. Winner crowns go inside of Rora and RSG. But Renegade goes down as well. And Edward has been taken out by the Edith. Nats has done it for RSG, but Doming is doing it for Aurora. They are able to clear out some of the minions here, but the Lord is alive, and so are the chances of Aurora to take the sweep here as they win game number 1.
just when you thought that RSG was already having a glimmer of hope, a silver lining that could potentially get them back into this game, Aurora started to stomp on them and get game number 1.
ng future ng team na ito. Kaya naman para sa mga fans ng Aurora, make some noise! Muli ako si Ian kasama si Renmar and Rockhart. Nandito tayo ngayon sa Infinix Game Tambayan. Rock, ikaw na to.
I feel like na-unleash yung karamihan ng members dito ng Aurora, and I think yung lineup na to literally made to unleash Edward, and nabigyan din ng pagkakataon si Doming na magwala sa Moscov na to. Everyone else worked really well.
Whoa, and the game MVP, none other than Edward.
Super active on the map. Kada team fight, walang sagot yung RSG Philippines. No answer for this Edward, for this Arlot. 5-0 and 7 with a KDA. And from the beginning, of course, rushing that Thunder's Belt for that Arlot. It's an item that really empowers his backline diving and allows him to be aggressive with even more damage. Habang tumataas yung stacks ng Thunderbelt na yan, of course, he'll also be getting more defense, so he's more sustainable. And that is the key figure of the lineup of Aurora. This Arlot was picked up because it allows the Arlot to make plays on his own and force back members of RSG Philippines on his own. Kumpara mo yan sa Terizla na kalaban niya in the lane. The Terizla can set, sure, Nath, nakita natin, would get really good penalty zones from time to time, but will you have the follow-up? While for Edward, it can literally just be Edward, hanapin mo yung kailangan mo hanapin, habulin mo yung kailangan mo habulin. And that was one of the key examples, especially with this. Earlier nakita natin, Edward was able to get a double kill and he was able to chase down Nats under the tower, which allowed more openings for Aurora to continue pushing. If you look at the mid and the jungle of Aurora, kita natin dyan, dalawang source ng magic damage, 2 magic damage dealers. You have the Zask and you have the Julian. They both have very strong level 4s. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na parang late game damage na yung early game nila, pero masakit yan. That's the strength of magic damage dealers sa MLBB. You'll just need 1 item and your damage is respectable. 2 items, doon na kailangan mag-ingat yung kalaban mo. Now, for Aurora, they made the most out of that. Pag meron kang lineup that has 2 magic damage dealers sa tinatawag nating core, sa gitnang rotation mo, yung mid at jungle mo, tas magdagdag ka pa ng isang EXP laner na pwede lang manggulo sa backline, RSG Philippines, nahirapan sila mag-teamfight kasi mas madali mag-teamfight sa lineup ng Aurora na mas madali ang buhay dito ni Domeng. Tingnan mo, for Domeng's stats, there was around 14-15 kills in that game. He ended the game with around just less than 3 kills, 2, 0, and 13. Because a lot of the aggressive movements, yung damage, manggagaling sa Arlot, sa Zask, and the Julian. But Domeng, of course, in the end of the game, nakita natin nagawa niya yung trabaho niya. So if you look at the lineup of RSG Philippines, you have an Aurora. Kumpara natin yan sa dalawang status ng mid laner. So, for the Aurora, you have someone that needs a little bit more protection. Kahit na may passive yan, gusto mo alagaan yung Aurora. Of course, with Aurora being able to freely hit on the backlines and land those combos is good. While you have the Zask na sa sobrang lakas ng ultimate niya, and we know the scaling of the Zask, wala siyang pake. Gagamitin niya lang yung ultimate niya sa harap ng mga 3-4 membro ng RSG. Tapos magtataka yung RSG, but biglang nasisira kagad yung formasyon natin kasi papasok na si Edward, papasok na si Rene J. So this lineup of Aurora is meant to break formations against a lineup that has one hero that is meant to be protected. Kailangan mo protektahan yung Aurora na yan. And that's why nahirapan yung RSG kada team fight. Again, Aurora, mas magaling sila mag-team fight sa game na yon kasi mas madali mag-team fight with their lineup. While RSG Philippines, parang ang dami pang steps para paganahin. And this is the thing about RSG Philippines na na-realize ko with this current metagame. Yes, in the tournament, bago nag-umpisa yung MPL Philippines, nakita naman natin na competitive sila. But this is the metagame kung saan encourage ka na manggulo, na magulo yung laro mo in a way na sobra na medyo scattered, meron kang isa o dalawang player or hero na gumagawa ng sarili nila habang
other 3 members are together while they're making their own play. This meta goes against the ideas of the fundamentals. If you continue to force a very, how do I say this? A lineup, a strategy na kailangan talaga na super synchronized, everyone's all good on the side of RSG Philippines. Even though sobrang magsashine sila sa ganun na playstyle, sa ganun na meta, baka mahirapan sila. Because Aurora, you have heroes and you have a lineup that can make their own play, they don't need help. Nahirapan nga ako dito para sa Benedetta ni Irad in the jungle eh. Kasi nakikita natin, yes, it's easy to access the backline, easy for him to go in with the Electo final blow, pasok, deal the damage, be able to disrupt the backline, but then he needs the follow-up. While the members of Aurora, you don't need a lot of follow-up. Kasi the main pieces sa mga heroes na nanggugulo sa playstyle ng RSG Philippines, they can deal the damage and they can make their own plays. A little fun fact about the First Lord actually.
Ano yan?
Nakita natin it was secured by Aurora, di ba? It was
Yes.
Demon Kite who secured it. Actually, it wasn't the retribution na ginamit niya para ma-secure yung Lord. Demon Kite was able to secure it with damage kasi nung nag-retry si Irad, it had less than 100 health left and it was the damage of the Julian that delivered the Lord para sa Aurora, the First Lord of the game.
Alam mo, naintindihan ko ba't nakita mo yun eh, kasi sobrang liwanag talaga ng ating stadium ngayon. Again, Aurora really seizing the light, kaya naman they were able to win up against RSG Philippines. So ikaw, Rockard, agree ako sa sinabi doon ni Renmar na parang mas okay ngayon yung mga XP-laners na nanggugulo. Katulad nga ng mga glue na even nilalabas ni Flap TZ. Ano sa tingin mo pwedeng adjustments na pwede gawin ng RSG Philippines?
I think tama yung sinabi ni Renmar. I think ease of execution, mas madali, mas snappy kumbaga. Mas snappy yung lineup nila. Isang bato lang ni Renny J, di ba? Isang bato ni Renny J, dire-diretso na yan. And yung crowd control, obviously, the other side meron din. Terizda is a really good pick. Irad, medyo maganda yung pick niya pero mahirap i-execute. Tama ka. And very conditional yung mga laban na magagana yon. So I think maybe make it a lot easier, make the execution a lot easier para sa RSG. Pero again, it's easier said than done, di ba? Kasi draft pa rin to. May mga bababan, may mga tatanggal. And I think the easiest way to do it would be to maybe go back to your core strengths. And I know Panda, alam niya yan, di ba? Si Panda, alam niya yung strengths of players niya. So I think make it easier, and again, medyo mahirap din siyang gawin kasi to be honest, ang init din ni Edward dito ngayon eh. Ang init ng dalawa ni Renny J si Edward. I think they set up Doming so well na hindi napapansin minsan ng kalaban na, uy, si Doming nandito na pala. Diba? Sobrang, I don't know, it's a really tough question to be honest, pero there are ways to do it.
Maraming ways talaga. And speaking of ways, no, Edward was able to find a way to light up game number 1 for Aurora with his Arlot. Ang ganda ng, I believe, perfect KDA ba yun?
Yep.
If I recall correctly,
507.
sobrang ganda. Napag-usapan natin previously, no? Hylos, XP lane, pwede mag-dominate. Hindi talaga bagay kay Edward.
Daming soon.
It has to be the pick na pwede mo sabihin, Edward, punta ka na nga doon sa backline, okay.
Dito nyo ako nakilala, sabi ni Edward eh. Sa mga ganitong explosive plays eh. But for Renny J, na he was able to use the Joy na nakita naman natin, sobrang naging a very malaking factor kumbaga kung bakit nanalo yung Aurora for game number 1 up against RSG Philippines. So minor tweaks lang naman ang pwedeng gawin dito ng mga Raiders to bounce back up against Aurora. Again, we cannot discount the fact that RSG was able to beat DLPH yesterday with an amazing performance. Kaya kayo, tingin nyo ba, deserve ng mga fans natin ang game number 3?
Game number, I mean, we always deserve a game number 3. Makita natin dito sa game number 2 naman, it's actually gonna be RSG picking the blue side. I feel like that's the right approach, and I think the most obvious approach, yun na yun eh. Pag may chance ka na piliin yung side na gusto mo, you pick the blue side.
Oo, kaya naman shoutout din sa ating mga official restreamers from Southeast Asia, MENA, South Asia, and North America. And ikaw, if you want to be a part of the weekly MPL PH action, just scan the, saan ba? Rock, turo mo nga saan yung QR code. Ayan, scan the QR code and be part of the official restreamer roster ng ating napakagandang MPL PH Season 14. If ayaw nyo naman mag-restream, pwede din kayo mismo pumunta dito sa ating venue. Pero wag ngayon kasi sold out na eh. Na-sold out na ang ating venue ngayon.
Today lang
kasi gets naman blockbuster ang ating magandang action for today. Kaya naman MPL Arena, it's time for the smart gameplay
I love
post!
I love this segment. Let's go.
I love this segment.
Sino to?
The power of smart. Gayahin nyo lang ang player post na nasa screen para manalo ng redeemable in-game code.
Okay, madami na.
Ayan. Gayahin nyo lang po yung post ni Rene J.
Alright, yeah.
May kasama bang A?
Okay, pero dapat kopyahin nyo din yung fierceness ni Rene J.
Yung mukha.
Yung pagka-fierce ni Rene J.
Fierce, oh.
Fierce, okay. Kopyahin nyo lang yung post ni Rene J. Okay. Oh, may kuya doon.
Ay, ito pwedeng candidate yun eh. Kung nakuha na yung buhok eh.
Ayun. Si kuya. Oh, serious face. Okay. Hanap tayo, okay.
Sino ba dyan?
Ayan.
Parang kabila ata. Kabilang kamay ata, kuya. Ay! Saan tumuro yun?
Wala.
Jawline reveal
Saan
din.
tumuro? Isa pang turo.
Isa pa.
Ay!
Hey! It's Jover! Throwback. Di ba sinabi natin kanina yung many faces of Rene J? Pre, sabi niya, hold up.
Hold up.
Hinold up din niya.
days pa Lahat ng faces ni Rene J, dinaanan niya sa isang gameplay post lang. Kaya congratulations, you're able to win a redeemable in-game code. And look at that, no, nakita mo sa arena, ang daming nanonood.
It's time. Game 3 ba? Yun ang tanong eh, actually. Pero you know what? All the years of watching RSG, don't count them out.
Okay, don't count them out. Kaya naman, casters, alam ko excited na kayo i-cast ang game number 2. Kaya naman, take it away.
Yo, just because Random J did an amazing job, we're doing this. And the panel told us to try and unleash the swag within us, but we just look like fools, man.
I'm proud of my boy.
Compared to Random J.
Oh yeah, he looks 10 times a lot better than me.
Yeah, I mean, especially
Not you,
in
but because the thing is, you look good.
Nah, bro.
He looks good.
No one says that.
He looks good. You look good too.
And you look good too, my guy. We're gonna transition it into the draft this time around in just a bit, and I am sure that because that was an awkward conversation. Like I don't know how long I could handle it, right? But speaking of handling it, it seems like Aurora has taken things into their hands, and they have now made their first move to stay undefeated, not only in matches, but also in games facing two MPL teams.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see if RSG can handle game number 2 in the draft, be able to force game number 3, because again, this is going to be very important for RSG. They need a serious win today if they want to score a point in the leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you get a win, it's fine because you still get a good percentage in terms of like the series victory, but it's really gonna hurt if you are gonna be maintaining that 0-2. You'd want to at least get this next game so that you would have a better chance of winning that respective match. That didn't happen a while ago when didn't happen a while ago during our first series. But in this scenario, Coach Panda, RSG has chosen the blue side, and I think there's been a lot of wins happening in this specific side.
Oh yeah, I mean it does show into effect when you're drafting for first pick. Like you have a lot of contenders in the first pick phase, like the Roger, the Zosk, the Juicin. But now RSG opts to ban out these comfort heroes, and surprisingly, they remove one of their own, which is the Edith. Usually it's light on that hero, but now they take it away from Aurora because they realize that they can just go for a Valentina or a Zosk with Edith on the first 2 if they don't take Zosk themselves. But even if they do, Aurora will get Edith Roger probably.
Yeah, I'm wondering on how Coach Panda is going to be utilizing Light here. Because we've seen Light use the Kufra, use the Cho in the same way. But there's still a lot of open heroes here in terms of like the roaming position that aren't Edith and Ruby at the same time. Maybe not even Chip 2. So this is starting to be a little bit more of a flexible option, especially for Coach Panda, because he still have, I believe, what do you even have at this point?
I mean, they have Roger, they have Zosk, they have Juicin. By the way, both mages are up. So I think you take the Roger for RSG so you don't get out-traded. Because the thing is, Aurora can take both. So you take the Roger, so you're 1 up, and then Aurora just takes 1, and then you get the other 1.
Yeah, at least you find something, right? At least you take 1 hero that is going to be very good for you. It's either the Roger or the Zushin that we're expecting here, but that is a Hayabusa first pick for Coach Panda's side in RSG. You were thinking and you were saying about the Roger and the Zushin being, or Jusin being, included together in one lineup, and MTB might just have the opportunity to do just that.
Honestly, it's a Juice in Roger, trade for Aurora.
That's nasty.
Even if they don't want to juice in, they can just go Zosk. But the danger is you're giving juice in to RSG. At least with the juice in, you can control the worms. With your own mid laner, you don't have to worry about the team fight at all. But they go for the Arlet for Edward. They steal it away from Nuts. That's actually a more graceful way of going about it. Because if you take the Roger, they might take the Arlet on the side of RSG. So now you steal it. If they go for the Roger here, Aurora still has the highest.
I think they would want to go for a better XP matchup rather than a better mid lane matchup. Because either way, if you pick the Juice in here, it's still okay, right? For the side of RSG Philippines. But at the same time, you're going to have to worry about the Arlot. You're going to have to worry about the engage that will arrive from Edward.
That's why it makes sense for Aurora to do this. Like, you have a good answer versus the Juice in. So now, RSG responds correctly. They take the Harriet because they know they're going to lose the Roger Harriet trade. You take the Harriet, you take the Jawhead, but at the same time, if they don't take Roger here, I think it's Hylas time for Renegade.
Yeah, might be the case here for the Hitman, or should I say the Healman, that only heals no one but himself,
or
right?
Maybe Mathilda on the second phase, take Roger here. There's definitely a lot of options here for Aurora, maybe even the Grok. They can flex it out. But now they go for the Julian once again. It really is Demon Kite prioritizing that Julian pick, even though it is going to be up against Hayabusa.
Yeah, I think they wanted a decent matchup against the Hayabusa in terms of like the rotations in general. Trying to catch up and deal a ton of damage in the early portions of the game. Going up against a Hayabusa that's going to be utilized here by Erad. Extra knockups here from extra crowd control skills here are going to be from all of those three members, which is also something that they could build up on in terms of these team fights that are going to be moving forward. Meanwhile, for the side of RSG Philippines, scaling is the Harith. Hayabusa is going to have a field day in the early game. Ingan's jumping around. The Faramis is, going to be banned as of this moment as well, which is, a staple pick for Aqua in the mid lane.
Yeah, MTB has done his homework. They love the Faramis on the side of RSG. The Raiders love raiding with the Netherrealm, but that is not going to be the case here for game number 2 as it has been taken out by Aurora. I'm expecting a Hylos ban from the side of RSG. Prove to me that you really hate the horse. Because I know what Coach Pana is thinking here. If they have a Hayabusa, it's going to be so hard playing if they have the Hylos on the side of Aurora, it's going to be hard playing the Jawhead and the Hayabusa here for their side. I really love the Claude ban too. Doming is a good Claude player, and it's also a good late game answer versus the Harriet and as well as the Jawhead.
Yeah, we're about to figure out.
Is that Alden?
Yeah. Is that it?
No.
Nah.
Just looks like it.
Yeah, and he didn't have enough time to see because I was actually paying attention to what was written on the phone. But as I was saying that, it sounded like another ban here, which is the Grok, so this leaves the Hylos open.
Okay.
This is an opportunity for both of the teams to actually take it, because it can work for either way.
I think you go, again, either the Hylos or the Mathilda for NJ. Reserve Doming's last, Doming's hero last, because there's definitely a lot of options here. If they go for the set, maybe set up for a Melissa or a Beatrix on Doming. But if you want to, if you want to play it safe, just go Mathilda, and then quite possibly the Brody for Dominic.
Yeah, you can actually go for that in the same way, right? Dominic's gonna have a little bit of a benefit there, but that is gonna be a Roger. Just playing it safe because you have a Hayabusa and the Harith on the other side. Just really mean damage dealers, and you'd want to stop the Harith by getting close to it and giving it a pretty good matchup as soon as possible.
The thing is, they need a front line though for Aurora. Definitely, I don't think Mathilda's gonna be enough.
Yeah.
For Aurora,
Arlot's not gonna fit the bill.
Arlot's not gonna fit the bill because he has to initiate for their side. Maybe again Hylos is up for the taking here, or the Cho. But RSG, they go for the can never go wrong strat here. The Terizla alongside the Jusin. It wasn't banned out in the second phase, so it got. It has gotten through, but now with the Jusin pick, the problem is that for Aurora, if you want to take up a tanky frontliner, you're going to be up against a Jusin. So that's not going to be a good time for Renegade. So might as well go for Cho.
Go back to your...
Oh, Tig. All right.
All right, I see the idea here for the side of Aurora. If you want to go for a team fight, then we'll give you a team fight. The side of RSG having the Terizla, the Harith, and the Juicin here is, you know, helpful in terms of just initiating. But on the other side, you probably have something to say.
I'm really keen on how Aurora wants to use this Tigreal. Because the only target that he has here is the Jawhead and the Terizla. Of course, the Harith and the Juicin will have Purify. At some point, you'll be able to, burn them up.
Yep.
If you're the Tig, you just flicker Implosion Force to Purify. But at the same time, maybe the idea here is that Aurora just needs a surefire crowd control. Let the Julian and the Roger take over the game. Do not care about the backside cores again on the side of RSG, because at the end of the day, if you're able to snowball like game number 1, they're not going to matter at all.
And that is where the entry of both Edward and Yue will come forth. They have to exhaust those purifies for Renegade to be able to use that implosion and get them a perfect setup to land the game and to hopefully get the scaling for both Doming and Demon Kite. Meanwhile, for RSG, if they want to get back in this game, they have a very well-rounded composition that could fight from early to mid-game. They just need to find a better room for Irad. And I think Hayabusa is a better hero than Benedetta in terms of that specific game number 1.
Sure.
Because it's so easy for him to go and move around the map, but for them to, just pick him now is really a good sign, given that Irad's playstyle is like that, trying to split push all the time.
The thing is, the Hayabusa is definitely more useful with rotations. But the downside of the Hayabusa versus the Benedetta pick that they got from game number 1 is that their brawling capability here is heavily reduced. Compared to other heroes, like especially on the side of RSG, where you have Julian, Roger, they have short cooldowns.
A lot.
They can brawl 24/7. RSG cannot. They have to wait out their spells. They have to wait for the cooldowns. So that means there's a huge downtime in their lineup. And if you look at the side of Aurora, the only downside with their cooldowns is the implosion. All the other 4 heroes do not care about cooldowns at all.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, if you are the side of Aurora, you're gonna have to find a way to get manage to control the situation, because aside from the implosion, you're gonna have to prepare for it at least a minute. But come on,
Mr.
man.
Michael Koskan.
Come on, man.
And the English broadcast.
That's this guy's player right here.
We don't talk about that here.
Hey, all right, fine. We're gonna figure that out in just a bit. But as we were saying a while ago, this is Aurora that is having the Tigreal, and in addition, you were mentioning more about Renegade and how he's gonna use it in this game. But I feel like I am more leaning towards how Edward is gonna perform yet again. This is his second time to use this Arlot. He's been the MVP of game number 1. Quite a few modifications here on the lineup of RSG, but we're about to find out if he's also gonna replicate the same thing he did in the first game.
Yep, angles are gonna be the story here for Edward. If he can look for ways to engage against RSG, especially with these set of heroes that are very position dependent, I would say. Like, imagine the Harith being displaced. He's not going to be able to abuse the dashes that he has here. But Renegade, speaking about positions, he has to flicker out. Again, this is the thing that we were discussing about earlier. It is going to be hard to play frontline tanks against the Juicin.
He's going to have to accept that he will be RSG's punching bag in this game, knowing that the Juicin is literally going to toss him aside, toss him forward, toss him backward. There's going to be a lot of tossing for Aqua to do here, and it will really depend on how Renegade will be able to execute, because aside from the Juicin, you're also going to have to worry about those 2 purifies that Kosei and Aqua are holding, which are the key heroes for you to take down so you can get an initiation for the side of Aurora.
Yeah, early game is very, very important for both sides here, especially RSG. They need a momentum. They need to be able to take a swing against Aurora's window with the Harith that they have. Because the thing is, again, Aurora, they have a lot of skirmishing power on their lineup, but the cooldowns, the team fight spells on the RSG is just better. Because Renegade, even though he has the implosion, he's countered by Purify, but now Renegade without a flicker gets jumped on by Light, and he's able to find a kill on the Aurora's roamer.
That is what I would call rebound by Bosch. Back out to Allen because that was a double pass.
Yep.
That was a double Aqua Light combination that led to a kill for Irad, which is a best case scenario there for the side of RSG as they are now moving into the turtle.
Yeah, this is the momentum that we were talking about earlier. Not to the penalty zone of the Demon Kite. Edward with found slash, but the Julian is already out, lacking damages. Aurora, but Edward is fighting. Still fighting for Aurora here. He's able to find a second. Actually, it was Yue that took the last hit, but Aurora manages to equalize the trade. They lost the turtle, however, but top lane Doming is winning the lane because, hey,
This is a silver lining for the side of Aurora because, again, they have managed to kind of lose that turtle fight, but in the same way, gather another set of damage here for the side of RSG. Yes, it was Irad that fell in that specific moment, so it is going to be delayed, the farming that he's going to need here. But you're also going to have to take a look at Juicin already building up at least 2,000 in terms of gold lead, the most out of everyone in the first few minutes of action, and Aqua doing a really good job just always being involved in those team fights, just like what a regular Juicin person would do.
yeah, and again, Aurora, they have to make sure that they just continuously scale against RSG. But now, Irad in the squad has a window to work with. 500 is not that much, but now at least you're active with your heroes. Clock of Destiny is already up on Aqua here, and they have the ultimates on their side. Light is just, trying to finish the mission here with just cleanup duty. Daily task, clean up the worms.
Yeah, I mean, if he's there, you gotta get him out of there, right? The termites, if I should say.
Yeah, that's why I hate Zask, man. That's why I hate Zask.
You gotta get out of it, J.
Rana J looks to re-engage here. I mean, to take a revenge against Light, but the Jawhead is able to flicker out. And Aurora, at least that's a burn on the Jawhead. Even though Rana J used his own flicker, the aggression is minimized on the side of RSG. No flicker play for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think for Renegade, that's something that he could build on in this matchup. You can't catch Kusei, you can't catch Aqua. Maybe go ahead for Light, or maybe go for Nats in this specific scenario, which is a good sign given that they're not really heroes again.
With a final slash, but the unstoppable force was there into the penalty zone, but he's still alive. The Audit is going to be able to flicker out, but not for long. Skypiercer is here for Irad, but it was actually not with the passive that finishes the job here against the Arlot, and RSG wins on the turtle trade.
I think it's so difficult for Aurora to find themselves in this matchup, specifically because of Light. We've seen him try to put Aurora in difficult positions just by existing, just by being there, using that toss-up, using the unstoppable force whenever necessary for him to stop an engagement, an initiation from the side of Aurora. And this is starting to become RSG, getting their momentum, thriving in at least a 1.5k gold lead. I know that's not much in 5 minutes of action, but when you think about it, this is something that really is going to help Irad, and especially Kosei, because he hasn't even touched, a team fight yet, but he is somewhat getting those objectives.
Yeah, I mean, Aurora is keeping the lid here of RSG, but from the Raiders' perspective, this is an opportunity, a big window they can work with, especially with Harriet and the Hayabusa coming into action here, compared to Roger and a Julian who's just constantly farming. And again, as you've mentioned, like the Tigreal usage should be changed, I would say. Like they should need to focus their attention towards this Jawhead because Light is a big problem at the moment. Like
the best.
Sure, Aqua is annoying with a juice in, but if they take the Jawhead away, there's no stopping them from just steamrolling over RSG.
Yeah, because who's next to do the front line? Nats? Right? That's going to be the idea here for Aurora. But Light is playing it really smart, just trying to, put the vision and not really engaging fully unless there are like 4 members compared to 2, unless it's a sure team fight that they could win. Just giving out the vision, just dishing out the information that would be critical for them to get objectives around the map. Even though there hasn't really been a lot of objectives that fell down in 6 minutes of gameplay, that has been their recipe for success that got them those 2 turtles, and maybe this third if they do it well.
Yeah, it's just that Aurora has been keen on doing the pendulum swing as well. Edward using the final slash there does not get any in Aqua, knowing that there's no engage whatsoever anymore from the side of Aurora. Goes in the front line, and Demon Kite cannot find the angle here as Irad secures the turtle here for RSG. 2.7k gold lead, much so in XP.
this is what we're talking about for Irad, right? We haven't really seen much from him, and that is a good sign for the side of RSG Philippines, because again, it's Light that's catching the spot. Light, I mean, I didn't even, catch that, but it's Light being
Good
caught.
pun, good pun.
Yeah, it wasn't intended, but okay.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
as I was saying,
Renegade!
it's gonna be Renegade again.
With the implosion, finally targeting the Joy. Actually, that was Aqua that repositioned the Tig near Light, and that is gonna cost the Jawhead's life. Edward finds himself in front of the Juicin, but Aurora, they want to go and engage. They see Aqua, but the movement speed is there from the Purify, and Aqua is able to live to fight for another day. But that was a crucial mistake by Aqua, putting Renegade near the Jawhead with an implosion, and now Edward finds a good final slash onto Kasei. No mana, but not engages. He tries to save his friend, and he is able to do so with a penalty zone. Edward soaks up the shadow kill. It's not going to result into a kill, but Aurora is outmaneuvering RSG, a tower in the bottom lane by Toming.
This is what Aurora loves doing, right? Trying to focus on those counter engages and making sure that when RSG is not playing like the way that they used to, they're forcing their opponents to just, find something or fight in the manner that they don't usually fight. Aurora is making sure that they are getting those clashes, those skirmishes that are very important for them to continue and get objectives around the map. Not only that, because even though they haven't really gotten a lot of kills on that one, they've managed to secure an objective.
Oh, the unstoppable force from Light into the penalty zone, but Renegade finds an implosion. Shadow is there from the Hayabusa. The damage is going to be enough. Aqua uses the ultimate and they take down a Tigreal. Where's the damage from Aurora? They don't have it. Yue has to flicker out, but it's a Zosk without an ascent, without a Dominator. But Demon Kai goes back, and he takes down Kusei alongside the Worm.
Irad!
Zosk and Irad goes down. The Lycan Pounds from Doming shuts down RSG.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. Doming coming out of nowhere, just landing on that Lycan Pounce, and it followed that quad shadow that was given by Irad. And as of this moment, they don't have any retribution holder, and it's Demon Kite who showed at the perfect time. As we take a look at this, they even got the Lord. Demon Kite was right behind. Juicin, I thought, was about to escape. And then all of a sudden, Yue just, last saving grace, a final stun that led to a Demon Kite actually taking them. And that was the perfect time for Doming to just zigzag his way to a kill for Aurora, who is now holding the lead before 10 minutes of gameplay.
That was a trip by Doming, like zigzagging like that with the Lycan Pounds, but also Demon Kite.
He's tripping.
I think he one-shotted a hero on the side of RSG because of the sheer damage output from the Julian. And Aurora now holds the lead, and they have the Lord. 20 seconds, Renegade is going to have a flicker. This is a big problem for RSG. If you're Aurora, you want to delay this push as much as possible. Wait for the flicker tick.
It's 7K for the junglers and the gold laners of both respective teams. That's a mid lane turret going down.
10 seconds. Edward finds a final slash into Kosei! And Yue, with the follow-up, takes down the Harriet and RSG. They're in trouble right now. Aurora is in cleanup duty.
They're having a hard time just trying to defend, especially with Kosei out of the picture. Not a lot of wave damage or wave clearing here for the side of RSG, so they're gonna have to, sacrifice those holy defenses just to make sure that every single minion is gonna go down. Fortunately for them, they were able to do just that, but the problem is Aurora is now at a comfortable 3.4k gold lead. Not only that, Doming is unscathed, and everybody else is getting in motion.
And RSG, as much as they want to raid bases, they're now stuck in their own base. Renegade with the conceal. Can he flicker on Light? Not to use the penalty zone to try and stop the Tig from being able to find an opportunity to engage, but that's the ultimate being burned for the trade of the concealed cooldown on the side of Aurora.
I mean, we're gonna have to just wait for less than a minute before they would initiate that clash for the side of RSG, because that is a crucial one. It is gonna be enough though, because the Lord will arrive in less than 45 seconds of gameplay, but Aurora is just, checking RSG's number here. Now Light, who used to be a very aggressive, who's just going very strong, very brave, finding wherever Aurora members are. They're having a hard time doing it now.
Because truth be told, we were right. Renegade doesn't really want to find kills on the back line. Doesn't really want to find sets on Tukusay and Irad. He sets on whoever is in front.
Yeah.
And that is light. That's why RSG, now it feels awkward to go in front. Even if you're a jawhead, you have to use the unstoppable force, which he did earlier. It was a good play from Light. He used it against the Aura. He stopped Reed from being final slashed. But unfortunately, because of that, if you use the unstoppable force on the front line, Renegade will always be able to find a counter engage on the backside.
Yeah, and if it's just Jawhead and Tiger going up against each other, that's fine for Aurora. Because if it's a 4v4 matchup going up against the rest of the members that are not roamers, it's Aurora with a 4.2k gold lead. And that is a good sign for them now, which RSG needs to find a way to just take control once again.
10 players here in the Lord. Whoever gets this can turn the tables around. Definitely Aurora is looking to secure this Lord, to secure their game victory against RSG. But of course, the Raiders are not done defending their chance to go for the third game of this series. But they all have flickers, they all have their spells. The purifiers are also up. Because hey, he has to defend top lane.
Yeah,
this might be Aurora's chance.
He's
To use the
seen now.
conceal, they see knots! And they engage on the Terizla and whoever is in front. Light with the conceal. He does not get anybody! Demon Kite was able to dash out.
my.
And Jawhead is gonna go down. Immortality pop, but it's not gonna matter. Aurora has already won this team fight. Irad will do his best to try and look for a position here to steal the Lord. But they find him. They find the shadow, the looming shadow of the Hayabusa. And there's no way out for RSG as Irad goes down.
As soon as Kusei was seen in the battlefield, there is no way Aurora was gonna let that go. Beautiful call from Renegade to just use that conceal and initiate in terms of the team fight and find them again.
It's the checklist too. Like they see the Harith on top, they engage on whoever is in front, and after that, even if they take two heroes, they're not done. They look for the jungler. It's the objectives. It's the macro of Aurora. This is the beauty of this playstyle. This looks like Blacklist Lord Dance 101.
I mean, if you take a look at it, right? It's Light that immediately disappeared in terms of that team fight. Light also missing. That was a crucial blunder from the side of RSG. It would have been a different scenario, maybe 1 or 2 kills less, if Light has managed to just toss at least one crucial Aurora member, but that wasn't the case. A touch from Aurora has led them to this, and
Oh
now
my goodness,
they
look at this.
just might be able to finish this game.
Retribution to slow down the Hayabusa, force out the shadow. Now the Lord is inside the base of RSG, and the Raiders hold. Aurora is smelling it. They can taste the victory here against RSG. Final slash by Edward. Penalty zone by Nuts is a big one, but it's not going to be enough. The damage is not there. Doming with the jump. Look at the damage output of the Zaz onto the Terizla. It's annoying, and it is going to kill the Terizla. The body
Lock
was
it in.
cannot take it, and Aurora says lights out for RSG. And Aurora will have their lights up as they take the 2-0 sweep versus RSG Philippines.
Lights up, lights out for the opponent, and it's green light for the Auroras as they stay undefeated in MPL Philippines Season 14. A lot of people were wondering what the potential of this team is. How far can they go? How strong are they actually heading forward into the season? But now they're starting to show themselves. They're starting to introduce that, hey, you're going to have to watch out for us because we will be bulldozing over everyone as we try.
2 sweeps for this week. Aurora definitely have their lights up here. But
Well, look
of
at
course,
that.
props to RSG. This was not last game, as he posted in his story. We don't know if that's true, but if it is, still kudos to RSG for putting up a fight. But it was just Aurora having a better day, having the better execution, the cleaner game, and the more dominant victory.
I mean, for RSG, they have tried their best to try and initiate to, equalize the scenario every single time they were brought back down. But That was not the case today. GGRSG, as they would say. But the victors are here. They are still undefeated. This is the newest team that you're going to have to watch out for the rest of the weeks together with Marakino.
Congratulations to Aurora MLBB! Edward, 5 minutes pa lang kumakat ka na sa Tore ah. Hiningal nila nung nakita nila yung
calling